episode on the Unwritten Journal podcast. I've got a really interesting guest today, Tom, who is running an agency which helps businesses bring new customers as a social marketing agency. Tom, welcome to the episode.
Hello, yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Yeah, thank you. I'm excited.
How's things going with you, Tom, with your agency, and what got you into this business?
Well, good question, yeah. So it's a bit of a, I'll try and keep it short because it can be quite a long story if I'm not careful. Basically, well, maybe 10 years ago, I started working with my friends. They were selling like Rolex, Hublot, AP, or luxury watches to footballers, right? And it was only two of them in the business, so this is what we see quite a lot. It will be one business owner who's got a really good business, they'll start a business, they'll start becoming successful, and then kind of all their like social platform, their internet presence, all of that kind of slips away when they're focusing on making sales. So basically, I came on, took over from my friend to run their social media. It was just Instagram we were using at the time. I'd never used it before. That was like 8 years ago. Um, so we kind of just learned loads of little tiny little tricks, and they basically let me do whatever I wanted. So we learned all these little techniques you can use to kind of get in front of people, to get the attention of these footballers, to then obviously convert them into selling them these like really high value watches. So that's where I started, and then that was kind of we did 2 years with them, got them from like 5,000 followers. They're on like 44,000 when I left. So that was quite good. Obviously, learned loads of weird little tricks. After that, started on my own working with a Swiss watch company. And that was 8 years ago. And then again, in the 8 years, we've kind of gone over all these little things, made sure they work. We've probably taken about 10 different pages from around, I don't know, under 100, under 1,000 to most of them go at least 5,000 in the first, what, 3 months. And then after that, we've got some guys, one of our clients at 800,000 on Instagram. She's got 3 million on TikTok. Formex are now at about 50,000, up from 10,000. We just took a local coffee shop. He was on 750 followers. He's now on 1,570 something. And that sounds good, but they're all like relevant. So he's actually seen an uptake on his coffee shop, people coming into the door. He's getting like £100 more a week. So he's already paid what we get paid. He's already making that back in the first 3 weeks. So yeah, that's kind of just all these weird little Instagram stuff, online marketing tricks that most people honestly don't even think about them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating. That so you've got a lot of experience, obviously, dealing with the high-end customers, obviously the football sector, and then obviously taking that experience into offering that to local businesses as well. And like you said,
Yeah.
obviously, social media is the thing now, isn't it? A lot of even if you've got a high street presence, or you're a tangible product which you're selling like face to face, you still need internet presence because that's the world we live in. Because people automatically will search and research that company before they actually buy. So obviously, with
Exactly.
that in mind, it's more important, isn't it, for businesses to have that internet presence. So do you actually, your agency actually focuses on all social media platforms, or is it just the Instagram side of stuff?
Yeah, so this is like a really interesting point. I think a lot of people focus on social media being like separate, where really I've started to think, especially in the last couple of weeks, we've done some projects that made me realize like, I had a few epiphanies myself. Like, it's not really about which one you pick. It's more what we know how to do is like, do you know what social engineering is?
No, actually, no.
Okay, so do you know
Social
hacking?
engineering, no. If you want to elaborate,
Okay, yeah, so you know what hacking is? Like on a computer hacker. So
yes,
basically, social engineering
yeah,
is
I
essentially
know
the
of it.
same
Yeah,
thing, but okay, yeah. Instead of writing code, you use your voice or you use text to get what you want. So we used to have one with Microsoft, for example. When the Xbox came out, there was loads of problems with it. So I used to
yeah,
call the support line and say, "Oh, my controller's broken, blah blah blah. This is wrong." And they'd be like, "Okay, we'll just send you a fulfillment order," which means they'll send you a free controller. Excuse me. So we just used to run that over and get loads of free controllers. They'd never ask us to send them back. So the point of that story was social engineering essentially is using social aspects of human nature to get other people to do what you want them to do. So it's a little bit like persuasion, but on the internet.
Mhm.
So, and most people, again, they get this wrong and a sales technique gets bad rep, but we've just learned loads of little tiny social triggers that kind of work regardless of whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, on an email. It's the social psychology aspect of why people are on the internet in the first place, and then using that kind of understanding of like underlying psychology of how people use the internet to then get their attention and then obviously convert that attention into money for businesses we work with. Yeah.
Mm. That's really interesting. So you've got a situation where you actually more, it's more precise, isn't it? Not just going on social media and just trying doing a blanket coverage for everyone, but you're doing actually the social engineering. My understanding is actually you're actually tweaking it to that specific audience and to their like trigger points, basically to get them to take action. Am
Exactly,
I
yeah.
correct? Is that
So like
understanding? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for example, like it's just we've got a structure. Like I've actually got a guide I can send. I think I've sent it to you. If I haven't, I'll send it over to you. It's like 69 pages. It's just every single thing that we know how to do. I've shown people this guide, right? My friend Harry, he's a musician. He was on 700 followers. I gave him the guide, said, "Mate, look, just follow this. Call me if you've got any problems." And now he's on 22,000. He's getting sent free guitars. It's honestly, it's unbelievable. And every time this happens, I don't believe that I can do it. I'm like quite modest. I don't believe that every single time it's like the page just goes boop. It's crazy. But yeah, so basically, I don't know. I think yeah, we know how to do the social side, and it's literally about, for example, the coffee shop. We know people who go running probably drink coffee, right? So all I did
Mm.
was go to the running pages. There's like a local Nottingham group. There's like they've got 20,000 followers on their Instagram. They're posting it every single day, at least once a day, twice a day. They get 100 likes on each post. I just wait for them to post. As soon as they post, I'll go on their post and like the people that like it, I'll go and engage with them. So I'll go watch their stories, I'll go like some of their photos, I'll go comment on that post like, wow, this looks like you could do with a coffee before you go on that massive hike or whatever, do you know? So just little tiny things like that, but on a over and over and over again. We probably, I don't know, the minimum time. I think this is the problem most people have is they don't put the time. Like you yourself probably in your business got many other things that are way in your head are a lot higher value, but really, I don't know, your business probably Instagram, Facebook. Facebook maybe a bit more, but Instagram is more for like luxury, high value, business to consumer. You can do business to business, but I would say there are better places. But like, yeah, I think most people don't do anything. Like most people don't put any time at all into their socials, be that Instagram, LinkedIn, whichever one they choose. They don't have the time to put in the amount of effort that's needed to get to even the basic level of quality. So this is why most people will say, "Oh, social media is a waste of time," because they can't physically, they don't have the time to put it in to get to the like even base level of this is okay. So that's why they're getting those crap results over and over and over again because you just can't get to where you need to go by being on your phone for 1 minute a day. We literally with the coffee shop we're probably putting, I don't know, I've got me and my friend doing it at the same time. We're probably putting half an hour. And that's the minimum. Like we say 15 minutes is minimum and I can probably do in 15 minutes, but that's I would say the biggest issue for most people is they don't have the time to put the effort in to get to that minimum level of quality that then will bring even any results. So that's, yeah, I think that's also why people give up too quick as well.
You know the half an hour you said, is that on a daily basis? Is that per
Yeah,
day or
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
per day? Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
half
I
an
I
hour
can
a
I
day.
can
Yeah,
relate to you. And Yeah, I do relate to that point when you mentioned we don't have time. I'm thinking, obviously, a lot of listeners, if they're involved in like operating a small business, with lack of resource or lack of time, and obviously their focus on, like you said, their priorities are not going to be sort of because they're involved in day-to-day running. But this is where you come in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your agency actually can help them type of busy entrepreneurs to help accommodate and they basically outsource it to an agency like yourself. So how do you help businesses in that situation?
Oh, thanks, man. So basically, I know, like, the first time I ever did the contract with my friends, it was like there was only Tommy and Matt, they were my two boys. And Matt was a director, he was out every single day slinging watches to footballers, he was on the road all the time. Tommy was the computer guy, and he was like, obviously, he was a CEO, he had like everything to do. Instead of, he didn't want to be posted, we were posting 6 times a day, mate. It was stupid. The setup they had was just stupid. It was like, we post at 8:30, 10:30, 12, like every single time that everyone's like, oh, the best time, we'd post on all of them. So I had to come up with every single day, I had to make 6 posts every day. So if I went even one day behind, I had 12 posts to make for that to catch up. It was horrible, mate. It was like you couldn't get ahead. It was just impossible. So yeah, basically the way we help people, I noticed a lot of people, like you said, don't have the time to get the quality. So what we do is we literally come in. We've done it for so many people now. It's so easy for us to identify, like, okay, mate, here's what you've got, here's where you could be, here's the things that aren't here that are from the strategy that we've used to get people from here to here. Do you see? So once you've done it a few times, it becomes really easy to see, like, okay, you've got a website, but you haven't told people where to go. You might have a website, but you don't have like a specific funnel for the sales process you're trying to use. So a lot of people's websites are quite generic. They'll be like, oh, it's this business, here's about me, here's some testimonials, which is great, but sales funnels work a million times better than just a normal website. So yeah, essentially what we can do is we've seen businesses grow from zero to, I don't know, 40,000 over and over again. I've done probably four of those, five of those. I've got some people who have gone from zero to 800,000. So a few less of them, but maybe two of them. So that process, it's the same. Like, and going from zero to 10,000, you get the exact same thing. So with Ed, the coffee shop, he's gone from 700 to 1,500 in 3 weeks. He's getting, literally, we got 5 different messages of people that are trying to work with us. We've got local businesses that are like, hey, we just opened this axe throwing place, we're doing adverts for all the local businesses. So we basically just sat with him, went over what he was doing, compared it to what we know was working for other people, and then just filled the gaps on either side, and took like the structure from here and gave him the structure, gave him all the scripts and everything. So yeah, essentially we know the structure and format, and we've got like a pipeline and structure that works for pretty much everyone that I don't want to say that because I don't believe it, but every single person that we've worked with, it works for them. And it's not necessarily as quick for some people, like certain industries are quicker, but yeah, most people, if they follow the structure, they implement what we've told them, we put the frameworks in place, we either come and run it for them or they run it themselves. They see pretty decent results, and I'm pretty sure that's just because most people don't do anything, and it's a lot easier to do. If you're doing nothing, we can definitely do more than nothing. So I think that's where I'm realizing that's where the business is. Yeah, we have the time to basically implement the structure that we know is going to save you time, and then it just generates results from that. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And if listeners want to get in touch with you, Tom, what's the website or your contact details? I know we will be sharing a banner across this podcast as well. But if you want to read that out, that'd be great.
Yeah, cool, man. So if you want to contact me, we've got a WhatsApp on the bottom of our website. It's just boringbrand.agency. There's no .com or anything. But if you Google Boring Brand, we should be at the top, if not at like the second from the top, because we don't pay for ads at the minute. But yeah, basically, if you go there, we're just setting up a tool actually. I wanted to talk to you about it. You know, I was talking we were going to go into the funnels, like setting up proper website funnels for people. Um, Basically, we're working on it's nearly finished. I'll probably finish it tonight or tomorrow. Essentially, you can go on our website, you can fill out a little form, just put some details, give us your website address, your name, any business objectives, whatever. Press go, and it will just evaluate your whole website. It'll go through your website, see if there's any leaks in it. It will evaluate social media, tell you exactly what, specifically just on the profile and content side, what you could be doing immediately. It'll send you a report how to improve those straight away. And that's not just a generic, like we got a report this morning, some guy on Instagram for the coffee shop was like, hey, I can do you an audit for free. He did it. The audit was cool, but it was clearly just a ChatGPT. Like it was really good and the information was cool, but it came from ChatGPT and that was obvious. What we're doing is building a custom agent that runs the audit. It won't just go to ChatGPT. It will go to it's like a Olama model. It's like a free agent anyway, but it's getting trained. Every single audit we're running, it's training itself to do better audits in our style of how we do it. So that's what we're building, but that's out now. If you want to go to the website, that'll probably be available in the next few days. You get a free audit. And yeah, obviously the aim of that is for us to get you on the phone and get you talking, but yeah, it's free. It will help you. We're really here to help people. I don't really Money's not the biggest motivator for me. Like I think I've learned a lot in my 10 years. I think if I can help people, I don't care. Like I could give you all the information we've got, tell you every single thing, and if you want to go and follow those steps and get the results yourself, amazing. But if you want us to do anything for you, set up your posts, do your content, whatever, that's when we talk about money. And I think I like to do it like that because it just shows, like I've seen people go away and follow what we've done and their page goes whoop and then they come back straight away like, whoa, yeah, let me pay you. I don't want to do this. It's just how it works. Yeah.
Tom, and I can vouch for that as well because you've already helped me as well with just a brief
Thank
telephone
you.
call with regarding to my podcast and others as well. So I really appreciate that as well. And obviously, when it comes to running a business, not everybody's got the time or the expertise, so they do need for agency to be in that equation because that's going to be let's be honest, to make it more effective. A lot of big companies tend to use social media for brand awareness, isn't it? More, I don't know what's happening behind the scene, but generally speaking, they are focusing on brand, getting their name out. But obviously, for small businesses, it's multiple things because they do need that brand to go out, but they also need to see some return of investment. And that sounds really
Mhm.
interesting what you said there as well. And the fact that they can go and put their website details on your site on boringbrand.agency and get an audit, obviously that will help people get a reflection of their website to see it's a free audit to see where they are in the
Mhm.
online world. Because years ago I remember reading something about websites because when I was setting these websites up, um, so everybody was focusing on getting the best website. Let's get a shining website so it looks immaculate. But then you can have like a crappy looking website, but it's thriving. So somebody then
Yeah.
said to me, look, it's like having a shop. It's like building a shop, like with all like shining objects, a modern shop in the middle of Sahara Desert, and that's your website with no customers. Or do you know what I mean? Or you can have like a crappy hut in the middle of London, or in a populated area. So SEO, like having that was a good way of explaining the importance
Yeah.
of having social media agencies and helping you get that search engine
That's actually a
optimization.
really good way to put it. Yeah. I like to think of it like a party. You know, like if you're having a party or if you're
Yeah,
like, it's social media and like online presence is just about being cool. So it's like if you want, if you were having a party, you would need to make it look like it was cool before people went there, which is what's hard and what most people struggle. But yeah, man, it's all cool. I think you're totally right. I think it's always good to just give. I'm a giver, and I lose out quite a lot, and I know that in my life, but like I'm very happy, and I really do. I feel like we know a lot of things that really do help people, and I've seen it happen over and over again. So I'm lucky to be able to share that with people, and that's
Yeah.
what we're trying to do.
I really appreciate that. Yeah. And I think we've got a bit of synergy as well because I do this podcast for that reason as well, because we're giving and
Yeah,
sharing information. I think that's very crucial within our community as well, so people can learn and get inspired as well. So it's great, Tom, that. And they say obviously having that mindset also works for everyone, doesn't it? Like you said, you've had like cafes owners basically seeing that benefit and then coming back to you and saying, look, we'll hire you now for this because this is
yeah,
they've seen the fruits and they've seen that return of investment. So that's great. Um,
mate,
yeah,
we do it
fantastic. Is
free
it what
trial.
other sectors?
That's how it gets 'em. That's how it gets them. I say if they're a bit on the fence, I say, mate, I'll do 2 weeks for you, and then in that 2 weeks, we literally took him. I've done two in my time. The first time, we went from 70 to 5,700 in 12 days. The second one, we went from 750 to now 1,500 in 2 weeks. So every time I just smash it out of the park. I don't know how, but it happens, mate. I don't know. But yeah, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Brilliant. Yeah. Fantastic. I was going to go on to the fact that, is there any particular sector you target? I know you mentioned about the cafe shop there.
Yeah,
Or are you open to all sectors of the business, or do you focus on
yeah,
particular
good
sectors?
question. So we don't say no to anyone. Like there are sectors that are easier than others just because their audiences are already more engaged with each other. So for example, like makeup is one, fashion and beauty is another one where like those audiences are just naturally more engaged. Luxury watches, not so much, but we managed to smash. We did all right with those anyway. I think people love what they look like either way, so that one's again a little bit easier. We are focusing more on for the funnel stuff, like web funnel stuff. It is mainly at the minute just like professional speakers, anyone who's got speaking engagements of more than kind of 20, 30 people, and are looking to convert those people from the event into something else online, be that selling a product, course, whatever. So yeah, we're looking at the minute with the funnel stuff to just work pretty much with course creators, people who are like doing speaking engagements of more than 30 people. Um, yeah, anyone trying to really convert people from real world into online business, but with a focus on kind of speakers for the funnels. And then Instagram wise, not really. I think working with Ed at Hidden Brew Coffee, I'd be interested to work with some more coffee shops because I think we've found some new. That's again something I think is cool about this is we get to work with loads of different people, and obviously the techniques work. Like I can tell you a few things. I could literally tell you something. I will tell you right now. So do you want to give me a business where you wanted clients? Say, for example, it's your business and you want to get clients in anything, Instagram, social media, whatever. Tell me what business it is.
Just so we give you an example of say that a law firm was
Mhm.
wanted to generate new customers.
Okay, sure. So law firm's a tricky
Yeah.
one, and we actually do have a law firm on the books at the minute for a different business we got. But yeah, it is tough because law firm, it depends what law it is, doesn't it? So what
What
kind of
sector
law?
they? So should we go on for hot food? Say if they were selling, I don't know, a burger bar or something. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You throw me a
Yeah.
bone here. So
Yeah.
yeah, basically yeah. So food. Say if you're a burger place, the first thing that I would say we need to do is sit and look at like exactly. And I know this sounds like generic marketing, but it's very important, and most people don't do it. They just start posting. They're like, "This is what people want to see." You would find who those audience members are. So people who like burgers, what else do they like? Do they like going to the movies? Do they like eating other kinds of fast food? Are they following? Do they like video games? What basically what kind, you have to ask yourself what kind of things are these people doing that isn't just eating burgers? Because that's an easy one. You can find people eating burgers all day long, but to find those kind of we call them tertiary interests. It's like that's where the real gold is because yeah, what you can do is say I know you like burgers. If I go, say a local burger place to you, right? If they've got a social presence, I can go as our page and go to that page. So say for example, you've got Bob's Burgers here and you've got Sajid's Burgers here, right? Bob's Burgers makes a post. They've got like 20,000 followers. They're doing all right. They make nice burgers. They post. This one's here. This post is here. It's been out maybe half an hour on Bob's page. Sajid's page. I'm on here now. I would go to Bob's Burgers page. This half an hour post. As soon as that half an hour here, anyone who's engaged with that post, they're online in that half an hour, right? Or that it's safe to say they've been online in the last half an hour because they've engaged with that post, and they like burgers because they're liking this burger video or post, right? So anyone who likes it, if guaranteed, anyone watching this, if you go and do this, you'll get followers. Like it's guaranteed. So, and you have to be careful because it is kind of, I don't know. I consider it just like waving at people, right? And there
Mm.
are limits to how much you can do it. And I have to preface this by saying, be very careful with this because if you're not careful, you'll get restricted and then you'll get banned. So you have to be very careful. But yeah, basically, anyone who likes this post in the last half an hour about a burger, probably online and likes burgers, right? And maybe thinking about burgers at the same time. So this is all the premise of what we do. If I on Sajid's Burgers go and follow anyone who's liked that post in the last half an hour, watch all their stories, maybe go like a couple of their posts on their own wall, these people have been online in the last half hour, love burgers, and now have been waved at by our page. So then our job is just to make our content look amazing, give offers, and do whatever we can so that when these people come across from here and see our page, they're like, whoa, Sajid's Burgers, I love burgers, I'm thinking about burgers, why don't I go here? That's exactly it. So
Yeah.
if if you do that on any page with that kind of structure, guaranteed.
Mm.
I don't know if I can show you here. Let me see if I can show you. I'll just try and get our notifications. Here you go.
Yeah.
Let me see. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that properly, but you see where the grey ones are.
Yeah.
That's where the grey ones are where we've been following them, and the blue ones are just random where they've come through normally. So do you see? You see follow
Yeah.
back. That's people have all followed us from that technique.
Oh, I see.
And you
Yeah.
see
So yeah.
map, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
And obviously
Yeah.
that's
Because
just part
that's
of it's basically like
that's
we make
interesting.
our page
Yeah.
call, we go and do outreach engagement is what we call it. And that's the real magic sauce. Like nobody does it. And I guarantee you, any industry, if you go and do that, it's the same as networking in real life. Like I agree, there are places in networking in real life it's an absolute waste of time. And I think a lot of networking is a waste of time. But this is like targeted networking. So if imagine if you went to a networking event and you knew that every single person in that room, bar maybe one or two, is interested in what you're talking about, is exactly the same thing. It's just we've learned that that's all our techniques do is it's a framework for targeting people who are already interested in what you're trying to sell or what you're trying to put out or what you're trying to give for free. And then once you've got them there, we then convert them into paying people. So
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. Obviously, got there's a borderline there, like you had mentioned earlier. I think because you are going on to like you give that Bob Burgers example. He is a competitor in one sense, so you've
mm.
got to be careful what you say and what kind of engagement you do. But
Oh,
what you're trying to
definitely.
do is yeah, you're getting into that audience, and then
You have to
by
be
saying
careful.
something
Yeah, I
like
think.
light-hearted.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't even necessarily comment, to be honest.
Mm.
Well, you can. Like we kind of with the coffee shop example. There's quite a few independent coffee shops in Nottingham. They're popping up all the time, but we still engage with them. Like we still engage with them. We don't comment unless it's something that isn't coffee related. So like we have
Yeah,
to like it's very important. Like you said, the point you've raised I think is very important because you have to be careful not to steal other people's clients. You have to be careful not to be like walking into someone else's business saying, "Hey, I sell coffee as well." It's more
yeah,
just they love coffee, right? It's not. They love
Hmm.
coffee, and most people who love coffee, they do go to one place, but really, I think there's a misconception that if someone goes to one coffee shop, they're gonna stop going there just because they go to another one. I don't think that's like what happens, and especially with food especially, it's more important because I don't think it really happens. Like if I go to a coffee shop one day and I really like it, I've got quite a few in Nottingham that I really like, but yeah, I don't think you can steal it in food, but you're right. You have to be very careful to not look like that. So we would avoid commenting on other businesses that are too similar, but we definitely wouldn't avoid engaging with their followers without being
Yeah.
on their wall, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Engaging, I just mean
Maybe a
liking stories.
complementary business might be another idea to do it as well. What would you say?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So if they
So
like, if you've
yeah,
got a product and another complementary product,
exactly.
and then you're engaging, then
Yeah.
it would make no difference in commenting
Well,
on
it's
that as well.
like
But I get the gist.
so, for example, like cookies, there's loads of cookies in Nottingham. There's one just followed us called Big Head Cookies. There's so many of them actually. There's like eight or nine I could name you right now. But like, we go and engage with their followers because chances are people who like coffee also like cookies. It's things like that. Like, people who like coffee probably like artwork. People who like coffee probably like going for bike rides. They like reading on their own. So if you what basically we have a call with people, we make a list of all this stuff, give that to you for free, and then if you want to go away and follow our information, do it yourself and blow up, that's amazing, and we don't charge you. But basically what most people do is we come up with all this information, they're like, wow, yeah, I didn't even think about this. I give them the plan, say do this, do this, do this, and then they're like, oh, I don't have time, and then that's when we sort out what we're gonna do. But yeah, you're right, you do. I think this is where it gets a bit tricky because I can tell you everything, but if you apply it to the wrong businesses, it's not going to work. I think a lot of the skill I realized that we have is identifying immediately where those like legitimate businesses of people who are actually interested will be. But it's not to say that people can't do it. It's just I think I've done it for 10 years, so I kind of I wake up thinking about it, I go sleep thinking about it.
Brilliant. And you mentioned the Nottingham quite a few times. So are you just basically focusing in the Nottingham area, or are you targeting customer base? Obviously, online business, so I'm sure
Oh, good question.
you could be international, can't
Yeah,
you? Like
thank you.
nationwide.
Yeah, thank you. We do have clients like all over the UK. We've got a client in
Mm.
Switzerland. I got a guy in Barcelona. But it's not to say that we don't focus. I think we've just got a lot of clients recently in the local area. Just because once you get one, it kind of like Ed's coffee shop is in a little alleyway, and there's like four other independent businesses. So the independent businesses there see him go from 700 to 1,500, doubled his followers in a week, and they're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then they kind of chat to us. We get
We
all
want some of
collaborative.
this.
It's quite fun. Um,
Mm.
but no, we can work. I'm like a phone call guy, like I hate texting, so I like to. All the clients we have that aren't like I got loads actually from the NatWest Accelerator. I probably got like maybe four or five people
Oh
work
wow.
with us.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't work with us now, but we had like at least 3, 4, 5, 6 month contracts with people.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, I
Brilliant.
don't mind. I'm happy to travel as well. Like I like it gives me an excuse to put it on the business to go on a little trip somewhere. So yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I think it's quite. I've done it for that long now. I reckon I could do it over the phone anywhere, and we've kind of proven that. So, yeah, I'm always available for any clients we've got. Can call me anytime. So,
Brilliant. Yeah. And on the Instagram pages, obviously most people like the strategy you talked about is it's like organic growth. Is that what they call it? Organic
yeah,
growth. Yeah.
yeah.
There is also an alternative where there's paid. Obviously, that's very costly. I'm guessing when people are paying, you can be
Well,
burning money on that. Or does
if you're
that?
not careful, yeah,
Or what's
definitely.
your experience in that? Yeah, if you're not careful.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, mate.
yeah, yeah. So obviously
So,
somebody.
yeah, we've got. I've wanted to learn, and I guess you're the same. In my life, I have things that I'm like, I need to learn that. I could make a lot of money, and then it's in the back of my head, and then slowly, I'm checking off things I need to learn, and they're all getting put in the like binder, whatever. Um, Ads is one of those things, but luckily I've got a really good friend of mine. She used to work on campaigns for Wimbledon, for McDonald's. I think she run the Wimbledon campaign in the UK when I think 2 years, 3 years ago, she did a whole year campaign for Wimbledon. So, and that's on paid ads. So she's like a paid ad specialist. I'm so blessed. Like, I've got a lot of good friends that are very, very talented. So any paid ads, like we're about to start running for our funnels business. I've just said to her, like, hey, do you want to partner on this? Like, I can put the spend, whatever. Um, just to circle back to the money thing, the majority of people will rip you off on ads, the same as the majority of people will rip you off on social media, will rip you off on website design, um, because in essence, it doesn't cost anything, right? So my realistically, it doesn't cost me anything to fix your social media. It's pure
Yeah.
what my knowledge is worth, but that knowledge is worth a lot of money. But ads is the same. All you really need is the ad spend if you know how to set it up. But setting it up properly, like you've said, I've burned 50 quid on ads like that and it's just gone in the toilet. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it gets
So,
swallowed. Yeah,
oh, what? And you get
yeah,
nothing. You get like 400 views and no one cares about it. And that's all by setup. So, yeah, Jess is amazing. I'm so lucky for her. She's essentially knows exactly what campaigns to run. She tells us what marketing to make. She tells us what creative we need. She can even do that, but I obviously do all that. And then it's just the ad spend. So just to give you guys a little nugget, she told us the minimum is probably £10 a day. So it's like £300 a month ad spend is like the minimum to even get any results worth looking at. So then you can kind of go from there. I think people assume with all of this stuff, people assume you just do it and then it works. It isn't. It's like you said, you have to do something, evaluate it, fix it, do something, evaluate, fix it until eventually you just go like that.
yeah.
Because you can't like although we are very good at what we do, yeah. And I say this every time, and I prove myself wrong every time. I say it's never going to happen first time, and then it just does, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, Jess, I go for like I'd rather bring people in that know everything that I don't, and I think I'm very, very lucky to be surrounded by those people. So yeah, yeah. But I would say
Consistency is
paid
key,
ads is
isn't it?
good. Sorry, paid ads is good if you know already what works for you. So say for example, if or if you want fast growth and have loads of money. So basically for smaller businesses, they get scared of paid ads because it is quite an investment in something if you don't really understand if it's going to give you a return or not. Because that's really why we're all here in it, is to get a return on business. So
Mhm.
I think employing a professional to do it is really important, and that's not just because I'm here. I'm paying a professional. Do you know what I mean? I'm not about to go and try and set it up myself. I could, but I'd burn loads of
Yeah.
money. So I'm gonna pay her the ad spend minimum £300, and then for her time to set it up and monitor it. More importantly, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's like I'd rather pay her a little bit of money to then guarantee that it's set up correctly, and then at least I can get to see how it's proper. Um, but yeah, so yeah, we've got someone that she does all of that. Yeah, I'm so happy that I don't have to do it. But yeah, at some point I'm gonna learn. But yeah, at the minute we've got a partner. Yeah, we got anything really. I don't know how to do. I'm so lucky. Like I tell, obviously my friends all talk to each other. Like I've got good friends that will like introduce me to people like Jess, for example. My mate was, oh, I've just met this girl. You need to meet her. She's like really good at ads. I'm like, yeah, bring her around. Obviously, really get on with her. She's doing similar things, got her own business. So it's like, yeah, I'm always happy to meet new people that are really talented, and I'm surrounded by them.
Mhm.
So
Brilliant. So obviously, as an agency, you can deliver that, but obviously, you've got other people within that agency in the network to accommodate that.
yeah,
And like you said, obviously, social media is consistent. You've got to be consistent, and with when people start up, they put a couple of ads on, activity on social media, and then they don't see nothing, no return. and they give up. But the key is consistency, isn't it, on social media? You've got to keep doing it even if you don't see any return. And that's the hardest bit because you're putting all that time and effort into it, and then you don't see any, it's not, you don't see any return. But obviously, this is where
Yeah.
you come in because you have got the time and the resources to do that as well on behalf of the customer. But like
Yeah.
you said, obviously with the agents, with the ads and Instagram, with more or less all social media, they keep changing the goalpost as well, don't they? They keep tweaking algorithms. So you might learn something now, but next month it might be something else, So
Yeah.
it can, if you're a layman, you don't know, you don't understand the market, you're not a professional, you can get caught out in that and you're wasting, so you might be blowing money on something because they've changed it and it's not fruitful anymore. So the priorities have
Exactly.
changed.
Yeah. I think it's important to say, like, I think a lot of people, from what I've seen, is they struggle with the overwhelming sense that there's a lot to do with Instagram or with any kind of online marketing. You speak to anyone, like if I spoke to you and said, "Oh, what are you doing for your online marketing?" You're probably like, "Oh, like I'm focusing on this other thing." Because basically, without a structure, without a plan, without any idea what's even necessary, that's why people feel so overwhelmed by it all. And I really think the value of what we've got is like I've set pages up and over and over and over and over again and taken them from zero to here. We've got a structure now that we know works and it's just proven over and over again that I could give you, and it immediately you'll feel less stressed about content because you'll be like, oh, I just need to make one video about this, and I need to make two videos about that. And like you said, the consistency problem is they get demotivated when they make three videos and none of them do anything because they don't even know why they've made them. And I always say to people like, how do you think your audience is going to know and understand what you're talking about if you don't even understand and know what the point of your video is? They were like, oh, I'm just going to jump on and do a video. It's like, well, have you thought about it? Have you planned why you're going to do that? What's your outcome that you want to get by posting that video? I say to people all the time, like, why did you do that? And they were like, oh, I just wanted to post a video. I'm like, well, if you don't know why you're posting it, how are your audience going to know why you're posting it? And yeah, I think just having a purpose and a structure really it takes away that overwhelming like, oh no, I don't know what to do. Like with Ed, we've got a launch, we've got an event coming up on the 27th, and I basically sat with him and his business partner and said, okay, we need 5 videos. One is like an announcement, like a teaser. One's like the real announcement with all the details. One's like a reminder that it's coming up soon. One's a reminder it's coming up in a week. And one's a reminder that it's tomorrow. And we filmed all of them in like half an hour. It's not even hard. But if you didn't know you needed those parts, you'd be like, oh, I've got to do a launch. I don't know what to do. And
Mm.
honestly, that's what we are good at, and that's what I'm realizing is we've done it so many times. I could sit with you and you say, "Oh, I want to do this." Okay, I'll say, "You need this, 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 and this. You need to put this here, 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 and here," and then you run it, and it works. So yeah, I think
Brilliant.
that's it.
I love that. You talked about the funnel, web funnel you mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
You don't elaborate on that because what is that?
Um, so like a funnel. If you imagine like a funnel in the kitchen,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
exactly the same. So any sales process is really a sales
yeah.
funnel. So it's just a way of getting people to take action in the ways that you want them to in the sales process. And often it can be automated, which what the cool part is. So most people,
It's
in
like a
fact,
sales funnel, but on a website. Is it the website lead generation? Is that what it is?
essentially like a sales funnel online. You've probably got sales
Mm.
funnel. Everyone who has a business has got sales funnels. They
Yeah,
don't necessarily have to
yeah,
be online.
yeah. So your
But
pipeline,
but
basically. Yeah.
yeah, so, yeah, exactly. It's like I'm gonna call 10 people and then I'm gonna type it into the computer. It's basically any sales process is the funnel. But where like specific funnels are made is there's like there's a structure you can follow that like draws people through a certain like a customer journey they like to call it where say for example you wanted it's all for different objectives, so it's not necessarily like just a normal website. It's like my objective is to find people who are course creators or professional speakers and convert them from just cold, never heard of me before, into people who understand what we do, understand that our offer is valuable, and are ready to get on the phone and make a purchase, all before I even have to do anything. It's all like, you've probably seen it, when, I don't know if you've done this, I did one recently for like sleep quality or like my dream cycle or whatever. You put your email, you do like a quiz online and you put your email. Have you ever done that?
I haven't, no.
Oh, no way. So basically got like a free audit or if something for free, like find out your
Oh,
horoscope.
like a landing page, you mean, like where you put your details in to get some, yeah, yeah, sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
misunderstood the question, yeah.
You'll have been entered into a funnel there. So what will happen is it's a landing
Oh,
page, like you
wow.
said. You hit a landing
Yeah,
page, you'll fill out a little questionnaire, you'll put your email to
yeah.
get your results, and what you've done there is just hand over your email to some marketing person who is then going to send you loads of emails. Do you see?
Ah.
So it's
It's like a
basically
data
once you've got
capturing exercise, basically, yeah.
it's exactly that questionnaire and that free report is called something called a lead magnet. So what that does is
Yeah.
you're like a lead, right? So rather than me have to be like, this is what we do, this is what we can do, I can just offer you a tiny part of something really valuable to you and quite easy for me to produce. So this is what some kid just did it with us on Instagram, like our Instagram on coffee shop. He sent us, hey, I've looked at your Instagram, I've got a proposal audit for you. I'd love to send it over, no cost, no nothing. He sent it over, and it's actually quite good. He's got some insights in there, like some stuff maybe we wouldn't have thought about. It's like 6 pages long. It's really professional, and that's how to get business. Is like that's one part of it. Sorry, to get back to the question, sales funnel is like how to get people in. So usually the first step is a landing page. Then on that landing page, it depends on what kind of funnel you're trying to make. So there's ones for getting people into different things. There's some just to warm them up. There's some just to get them on a welcome list. There's some to sell them immediately. It really depends what your outcome is. But ultimately, the aim is to get them to feel like they've got value from you. And then you've got their email. And then obviously, depending on how complex and automated your funnel is, we've got one where you can fill out a questionnaire. It will tell you everything where your gaps are in your Instagram, things you can improve, gives you like kind of little nuggets you can do straight away to improve your presence. And but then we've got your email and you get added to like a welcome sequence that's like eight different emails long. It's got choices. It tries to upsell you like our guide that I was talking about for like I think it's $20. It's too cheap. But basically the aim of that is we take people through the predictable sales process that we've taken everyone through. We can see where they're falling off. We can reevaluate that part. We basically, you say hi, you introduce yourself, you give them something for free again that's really valuable. You then say, how was it? Ask them what they thought about it. You then, if they don't reply, you say, oh, I guess you're busy. Here's something else. It's a discount code for this guide that's going to give you everything, even more than this thing. Then if they don't buy that, then you send them another one that's like, oh, here's some more value, here's a testimonial. So it's basically just like an automated pipeline process of how to get people to convert from not knowing you at all. Well, depends on the process, but most of the time it's someone that doesn't know you at all or barely knows you to making a sale of any kind. And that again, it's in that Russell Brunson .com secrets. It's called a value ladder.
Yeah.
Obviously, once you get them on the ladder, you then ladder their value up. So it would start by them purchasing the guide for $20 or whatever. That's the entry, because I can talk to you all day long, but what I'd rather do is qualify people before I even speak to them. So if you're willing to pay 19, $20 to whatever, £15 on a guide to improve yourself, that's a really hot indicator that you're willing to spend money on improving this problem, and that probably means you're in a bad place and you really want to solve it. and they're the kind of people that just immediately buy, and we can help them straight away. So yeah, I've just found sales funnels really, it's a hard one because people don't have time to set them up, and they also don't have time to understand their value. So I can't really demonstrate a sales funnel's value to you without you having it implemented, because then you can see how much time it saves you, and then you can be like, oh, I should have done this ages ago. But I think, yeah, we set one up for, I don't know if you've met Melissa Canavan from the NatWest Accelerator. She's got like a menopause support group kind of page. She's moving away from menopause, really. She's moving more to like just a well-being community. um, but yeah, she basically
There was
came to
quite a
us.
few, yeah,
Yeah, there's a few, but she came and said it's because she's called the Looking After Me community she's trying to build. And she basically was like, Tom, I'm screwed. I've got a talk in 3 days, and there's 500 people going to be there, and I've got nothing. I've tried to set this funnel up myself on this Funnel Sketchers website. I've tried to do it, and I just can't. And I was like, right, well, this was Monday. The talk was on Thursday, right? So I sent her, we've got loads of info in the guide I'm talking about. It's loads of info about funnels, what to set up, like a diagram of exactly how to do it for email, ManyChat, how to get people from Instagram into email, how to get people from Instagram into WhatsApp, whatever. So I sent all that to her, sent her some more information about funnels. 2 days later, so bearing in mind, events on Thursday, this was Monday. She messaged me Tuesday evening, like, Tom, please, like, I can't do this. Like, please, can you just do it for me? I don't care what it costs. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, all right, so I go get some estimates. I'm like, look, you should probably ask some other people, like, get some quotes off some other people, because this is like, you're rushing, and I don't do business like that. It goes wrong. So she went and got some of the quotes. It came back like 1,200, 800 to 1,200 for a simple funnel. And I think people get it weird. Like if you're buying a website, you probably pay about that anyway for like a 5-page, 6-page website. It's not too complicated. A funnel is worth more than a website because it's so much more targeted. Like I can sell you a website generic, and I can do 500 of them, and they all look quite similar, the layout, whatever. Funnels, the layout is the same, but basically everything else is totally different and specific depending on what outcome you want. So yeah, basically what we did, I stayed up a little bit late, but yeah, 2 days we had her funnel from zero, absolute crap, nothing, so that when she went to that talk on the Thursday, those 500 people, she could send them directly to one website where they see all of the information. It emotionally shows them exactly what she does, and pushes them to like fill out a form and pay some money to join a Facebook group. And that's exactly what she wanted to do. But yeah, we got all that set up in the time. So yeah, I was very happy with what happened. But yeah, basically that's what it's for. Yeah, it automates the sales process, gives you something you can track rather than just, oh yeah, I'm just getting numbers. It just, again, it's just a structure that we've learned to kind of understand your information and improve your process better. Yeah.
brilliant. That's a great insight to your agency and your work you do, Tom. That's really absolutely been fantastic. It's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast, and I'm sure we'll catch up again. It's been brilliant speaking to you today. And obviously we'll share your, like I said earlier, your banner across this video as well. So if folks listening want to get in touch with you, they're more than welcome to get in touch with you and get and have a conversation separately with you as well. Is there any final message you want to give to our listeners? So if you want to improve their social media presence, or if there's any, or even if you're setting a business up, what would your,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot there, but yeah,
Oh, man,
if there's any
I love
like
these kind
advice
of
you want to give.
questions. Yeah, I love these kind of questions. I really appreciate that, man. I just want to say thanks again for doing what you're doing. I think I guess to make it really relevant, like me and you both, I think right now you don't need to be here. Like you said, this podcast is to help people. Like you're doing this because you want to help people. And I think deep down, every single person who ever starts a business, they want to just help. It comes from a helping like mindset. It's not necessarily fine. People want to make money, and that's a byproduct. But making money is a byproduct of helping people. It's like a direct result. So essentially, I would say with social media specifically, you can win immediately if you're just more considerate of what you're doing. If I was going to tell anyone listening what to do, just, well, obviously give us a shout on the phone. I'll tell you what to do properly. But yeah, just be more precise, be more considerate of why. Think about why you're doing anything. Like, don't just post, don't just be like, oh, I've seen that other trend, I'm gonna do that. Because if you don't know why you're doing that, your audience doesn't know why either, and that's why you're getting these rubbish results because you're not even thinking about it, you're just posting. And it anyone who you see who is getting results, that's not what they're doing. They're considering it. They've probably got a team of probably 5 people on it that are coming up with ideas every single day. Again, though, that's not necessarily good. You have to basically be very considerate and very precise and calculated in what you're doing, or your audience isn't going to know and you're going to be stuck in the sludge with everyone else. So, yeah. But yeah, thank you for having me on, mate. It's been fun.
Yeah, great, Tom. It's been a pleasure speaking to you as well, mate.